Okay, we've got an interesting little topic here. We're going to call it imposter syndrome. What the heck is that? Doesn't sound very good, does it? It's actually a term that's been used in the leadership field, management field for a number of years. Kind of back in the 70s, a couple of psychologists started to identify and calculate and discuss this as a psychological condition. I'd like to take the edge off it and not make it too intensely educational. Basically, to me, it's this. We all end up growing up with ideas of what we're supposed to be. Those are identities, what we look like, and how we behave. And there's a conversation you have inside your own head about how you wish to be seen. And where did you come up with that idea? Well, you probably got some information from the way you were raised, from the world around us. Obviously we're in a world where success and power and money and fame and fortune is all the rage, and we all should have our fair share of it. But what happens is we end up assuming these identities and these orientations to how we're supposed to look. And that can give rise to this idea that we're actually trying to appear like something that we're not. And that's what I mean when I use the term imposter syndrome. It's a pretty good chance that at some point, and that includes me just as well as anyone else, we may be promoted to a place that might be just a little bit beyond what we're prepared for. And as we've talked in other episodes about authenticity and honesty and vulnerability, we try to avoid acting and behaving like, in fact, a fraud. That's what we become. The imposter tries to behave and act in ways that are simply untrue. And it also comes from some degree of insecurity, from the way in which I think I'm supposed to be and the way I actually am. And so imposter syndrome can actually come on to someone later in their career when they finally have reached this point where you may be in a game that's way beyond your skill sets. It's okay, bottom line, because that's effectively how everyone learns. Get promoted into the spot where you better figure it out. And the people who do figure it out actually turn into successful people. So this idea of faking it and being a fraud, and it just doesn't work. People can smell it. You guys all know, you've been around people who are walking and talking and acting like they have it all together, and everybody around them knows they do not, except for them. You don't want to be that person. So watch out for this imposter syndrome. It can creep up on any of us. And the antidote is honesty, self-awareness, self-reflection, and the ability to be vulnerable and admit you don't know everything. So that's it for imposter syndrome. When you listen to it, you'll talk about it, you'll have a great discussion, and this will be a great way for you to check yourself. And with that, I'll say goodbye until next time.